The money hits your account, and for a moment, it feels like things are finally looking up, but within a few days, it's gone. A lot of people spend years stuck in this loop, caught in a silent routine where the paycheck disappears too fast, and that feeling of scarcity kicks in before the month's even halfway through. And the worst part is that most people don't even realize they're trapped in this pattern. In this video, you're going to learn 8 Stoic principles to break that cycle that gets triggered every time your salary hits your account. Stay with us. Number 1. Know your financial baseline. A lot of people think they don't make enough money, but they've never actually calculated how much they really need to live. The result? They're in the dark, making decisions based on feelings instead of facts. And when the money runs out, it always feels like a surprise, even though it never is. It's common to underestimate how much the little fixed costs weigh on your budget. Rent, transportation, groceries, internet. It all sounds basic, but adding everything up and seeing the total can be uncomfortable. That's why many people avoid looking, and that's the first mistake, running from your own reality. In Stoic philosophy, avoiding the truth doesn't ease suffering, it just delays it. Seneca said, "Nothing is more miserable than a man who wavers between pleasure and reason." Knowing exactly how much your life costs is an act of clarity, and in this context, clarity is power. List all your essential expenses, the bare minimum to live with dignity without excess. That's your baseline, your number. Everything else should be organized around it. Knowing your baseline changes everything. You start to see what really matters, and only then can you make better decisions with whatever's left, if anything is left. Now that you know the minimum you need, the next step is creating a safety margin, because life doesn't warn you before throwing a curveball. Number 2. Make room for the unexpected. You can do everything right, track your spending, follow your plan, and still have it all fall apart because of one surprise. A health issue, your car breaking down, the fridge quitting on you. Chaos doesn't announce itself, it just shows up. Without at least a basic emergency fund, these events turn into debt. And debt isn't just numbers, it's anxiety, sleepless nights, and bad decisions. Many people stay stuck financially because they're constantly trying to fix the past with today's money. The Stoics didn't see the unexpected as a tragedy, but as part of life's natural order. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What happens to you was already expected. The surprise is only yours." Having an emergency fund isn't pessimism, it's wisdom in action. Start by saving the equivalent of 1 month of your financial baseline. That number is your shield. It should be accessible, in a safe place, and liquid. It doesn't need to earn a high return, it just needs to be ready when you are. With this first cushion in place, the sense of urgency fades, the fear of not having enough loses its grip, and you start living with more clarity without scrambling to fill holes every month. Now that you've created protection, it's time to eliminate what keeps draining your energy and your money: high-interest debt. Number 3. Get rid of the financial parasite. Few things drain your freedom like high-interest debt. It grows silently, month after month, eating away at your income bit by bit. The issue isn't just the debt amount, it's what it stops you from doing with your money. Every payment you make isn't just paying off a balance, it's the price of past impatience. That's why staying in debt is like walking around with an invisible leak in your pocket. No matter how much money comes in, it always slips away. In the Stoic view, freedom isn't up for negotiation. Epictetus was a slave, but he said the truly free man is the one who doesn't submit to external desires or obligations. High-interest debt is just that, a modern form of servitude. List all your high-interest debts. Prioritize paying them off, either starting with the highest rate or the smallest amount if your mindset needs a quick win. The method doesn't matter as much as not stopping until it's paid off. Avoid keeping savings and debt at the same time. If your savings earn 1% per month, but your debt charges 10%, what feels like security is actually a loss. With debt out of the way, you free up part of your income that was trapped. And in that space, you can start building, not to fix the past, but to prepare for the future. Number 4, watch out for wants disguised as needs. It's easy to justify certain expenses as essentials when they're really just comforts turned into habits. That premium subscription, regular takeout, the latest phone paid off in 12 installments. It all seems normal until you realize you're trading freedom for convenience. The biggest trap is in the small, repeated, almost invisible expenses. On their own, they're harmless, but by the end of the month, they add up enough to delay your goals by years. It's not an exaggeration, it's just math. Seneca warned, as long as we desire what we don't need, we'll always be poor. The issue isn't how much things cost, it's the dependency we create around them. The more you need to feel good, the less free you are. Go over your last 3 months of expenses, sort them into real needs or disguised wants. If you can live without it, it's not essential. And if you can't cut it, at least be honest that it's a choice, not a necessity. You don't have to deprive yourself of everything. Just stop lying to yourself. Every want you resist today is a step closer to autonomy tomorrow. With the non-essentials under control, it's time to make the essentials more efficient. And the best way to do that is by automating what works. Number 5. Automate what's reasonable, not what's impulsive. Deciding what to do with your money every month sounds simple, but in reality, the more decisions you have to make, the more likely you are to slip. That's called decision fatigue. And it's one of the biggest enemies of financial consistency. You start strong, bills paid, savings set aside, but within days, it turns into improvisation. You spend without thinking, miss deadlines, and that initial control unravels. In the end, the effort doesn't fail for lack of intention, but for lack of structure. The Stoics valued routine as a way to protect the mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul remains strong when it avoids being pulled in 1,000 directions." Automating your finances does just that. It shields you from the drain of repetitive choices and from the self-sabotage that shows up at the end of a long day. Set up automatic transfers for essential bills, monthly investments, and savings. Set fixed limits for variable expenses like food and fun. Remove yourself from the equation on routine decisions and save your energy for what truly matters. Automating doesn't mean living on autopilot. It means building a system that protects you in your worst moments, when decisions are rushed, doubtful, or emotional. With the basics running on their own, you gain mental space. And now, you can start thinking about how to grow your money calmly and intentionally. Number 6. Invest in time, not in haste. Most people start investing with one goal in mind: fast results. They want to see their money grow in weeks, even though it took them years to get into debt. The problem with this rush mindset is that it usually leads to poor decisions and avoidable losses. Good investing doesn't require genius, it requires patience. Consistency, paired with time, creates results that feel slow at first, but accelerate over the years. That's the magic of compound interest. And when used well, it does more for you than any single effort ever could. Seneca once said, "Nothing is so beneficial in the long run as acting with prudence now." That's the Stoic logic. Don't fight against time, make it your ally. Real gains come to those who can stay the course without giving in to urgency. Choose a simple, low-cost, long-term investment, like an index fund, for example. Invest every month without trying to guess the perfect timing. The goal here isn't to get rich quick, it's to build wealth with clarity. With every contribution, you're making a statement. You trust the process more than shortcuts, and that shift changes how you relate to money and to your future. Number 7. Buy time, not stuff. You can always make more money. You can save, invest, grow it. But you can never do the same with time. It moves forward just once and never comes back. And yet, so many people spend hours every day on tasks that could be done smarter, lighter, or by someone else. Cleaning, organizing, running errands, commuting, juggling everything alone. It might feel noble, but often it's just a disguised way to stay busy without actually moving forward. The time you spend maintaining the basics could be used to build something greater. Epictetus taught that we should value time more than gold. He knew that time is the only asset that, once lost, can't be restored. So valuing your time is an act of responsibility and of self-awareness. List the tasks that take up your time and pull you away from what really matters. Then look into how much it would cost to delegate some of them. In many cases, the price is lower than you think, and what you gain in free hours can be used to rest, start a project, or learn something new. This isn't luxury, it's strategy. Knowing where your time matters most is a sign of maturity, not laziness. It's about intentionally choosing where your presence has the greatest value. And that choice starts the moment your paycheck hits. Because every time you get paid, you're also deciding how you'll spend your hours. And those hours, more than the money, are what determine whether you stay stuck or start breaking free from the cycle. Number 8. Revisit your plan regularly. A good financial plan isn't something you follow on autopilot. It's something you revisit with intention, even when it seems to be working. Payday shouldn't just be a moment of execution, it should be a moment of reflection and improvement. By now, you've built a solid routine. Now it's time to protect it from slipping into complacency. The biggest risk after disorganization is overconfidence. When things feel under control, it's easy to fall back into old habits without realizing it. Marcus Aurelius said the mind must be trained every day, not because we forget, but because we relax. So treat your financial plan as something alive. Make it a habit to review your goals, reassess your results, and adjust as needed every single month. It's not about changing everything. It's about making sure your actions are still aligned with your goals. What worked 6 months ago might not work today. Regular reviews prevent silent drift, the kind you only notice when it's already too late. Your financial freedom isn't built on a single big decision. It's built in the details, the consistency, and most of all, the awareness with which you walk your own path. Now you've got 8 Stoic principles to turn your paycheck routine into a path toward freedom. You don't need to apply them all at once. What matters is that you start. Pick one, implement it with intention, and see what changes. Real transformation doesn't happen in words, it happens in habits, and in habits with purpose. Tell us in the comments, which of these principles have you already applied to your routine after payday? We'd love to hear from you. If this video brought you value, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's rethinking their relationship with money. That way, you'll help more Stoicism and financial content reach you first. And remember, the discipline you apply on payday is the same discipline that builds your freedom. Stay on the path to prosperity. Until we meet again.